Hello guys, welcome to Thermomixing Adventures. Lisa here. Hey, I've just got home from the beach with the kids and I've gone out and picked strawberries. Now the best time to pick strawberries is when it's hot, because when it's hot all those sugars are condensed. You definitely don't want to do it after your water. And so it is hot today and they've come in with this abundance of strawberries. So the first thing I did is I typed in the Cookidoo strawberries. I literally sat on the couch, scrolled through and went, what am I going to do with the strawberries? Like they're going to bring in more tomorrow. So I either need to turn them into jam, which we have an abundance of jam already, or find something to do with them. And I thought, you know what? We've been on the beach. It's a really warm day. The weather's going to cool off tomorrow, apparently. So I thought, ice cream it is. So there was a few different ones to choose from. This is the one I've chosen today because it's a bit different to what I would normally have shown you. Normally I show you my quick one that's got condensed milk and cream. That's the Macca's style. So I thought I'd show you something different. So come with me today. Let's make ice cream. If you're watching on, say hi, engage in some way. If you're over on YouTube on the replay, hit subscribe. Share these videos with your friends and family who have Thermomixes because I'm sure there's valuable hints and tips and even recipe ideas that they will walk away with when they watch these videos, okay? So I'm going to put these aside for the moment. They actually just get chopped up and put through this when you churn it for the second churn, okay? This is a two-stage process. It's not actually a super fast one, but I am going to show you today how you can make it faster. Ordinarily, it says put it in the freezer and then dice it back up and re-churn it. You could use an ice cream churner, you know, the ones you put the base in the freezer and then you put that frozen base with your mix in and it churns for 20 minutes. Hello Elena, lovely to have you on. You could do that if you've got one. I'm going to show you a different way to do it in the freezer faster. Okay, so come with me, let me show you these shortcuts. First things first is some whole milk. Okay, so I reckon you could do this dairy free. I reckon you could use like an almond milk or a coconut milk to do this dairy free if you wanted, because it relies on eggs to set it. So if you don't have milk, I reckon you could. Could you make it on light milk? I think it might change the texture. I think you'd end up with a product that is too icy. Hello Carissa, lovely to have you on today too. I think you'd end up with something that's a little icy because the water content in the light milk. So go with full cream, okay? I reckon you could do it on lactose for those lactose free, for those of you who are lactose free. For egg yolks, this is the part that does the setting. We are in essence doing a custard. Okay, so if you've ever made custard in your Thermomix, which I hope you have, I haven't shown you it in ages because I feel like it's so simple. But it's this is what we're doing. We're making a custard, okay? So we've got first thing is a 4-minute cook at 80 degrees, speed 6, and it's beating at the same time, okay? I am going to turn it down only to talk to you, and I know that it'll be okay if I turn it down. With the custard thickens at about 80, 85, 90 degrees. Now we're not going to a full thick custard like at the 90 degrees, but that's what you'd see on something like a white sauce or your custard, your curds. If this was a more recent recipe or a TM6 exclusive recipe, it would actually use a thickening mode. If I just jump out for a moment while this is cooking, on the TM6 we've got these awesome modes, and say you've got your favorite lemon curd that was passed down family member to family member, you could actually put your curd recipe in so long as it fits under the maximum line and use the thickening mode, which is here somewhere. I've got to stop rearranging my screen. There it is. It looks like a little gravy boat to actually thicken it. So anything that thickens with eggs or corn flour tends to thicken between 80 and 90 degrees. Okay, so a little bit of understanding there about how this works. Hopefully that will help you, one day when you decide, hey, I'm going to make this recipe out of the Woolworths magazine and I'm going to put it on my Thermomix and it says make white sauce. How can I do that? I can use their ingredients in my Thermomix to do that with the thickening mode. Okay, does that make sense? So that is in essence what this recipe is doing. You can see it's already 65 degrees. I've turned it down so that I can talk over the top of it, but ordinarily it would be going a bit faster than this. It'll be okay for what we're doing today, okay? By the way, if you're not also a subscriber over the Thermomixing Adventures, jump over there, subscribe. There's a newsletter coming out hopefully soon I've been saying that for about a week now. I am working on it. It's a work in progress, but I haven't got it out quite yet. Every 6 or so weeks, you'll get some news from me. For those of you in Australia, you'll find it has the most recent news on the specials from Thermomix in Australia, but I also add content in there to help you. It's usually downloadables on a theme that you can download. Normally they're the ones I'm going to cook for the next few weeks as well, although I have been a bit all over with different recipes lately. So yeah, that's what you'll find. So there's not just for Australian Thermomix owners. It's actually, you'll find value no matter where you live. But yes, it is an FYI, keep up to date for those of you in Australia as well. So that's coming out soon. While I've got a second to chat to you as well, there's an awesome offer on in Australia at the moment, and just for a little bit longer, another 13 days when you're getting a Thermomix. So if you've got friends and family thinking about getting a Thermomix, now is an absolutely amazing time to do so. It's coming with a blade cover peeler, it's coming with a cutter, and it's coming with a gift card. So, and if you have a TM31, special message for you, you also can get a discount by they're calling it a trade-in, but it's not a trade-in because you can keep your TM31. Okay, so those of you who have our original TM31, there's an offer for you where you can get the current purchase offer, but you get the price of the Thermomix reduced. So reach out if that is you. I'd love to help you get one. And then, of course, more importantly, I want you to keep getting more out of it. So our TM6 is exactly what a TM31 was 10 to 20 years ago when they were available, but it's more. And when you get a TM6, I want you to use it as a TM31, but more, yeah? So I don't want it to just be a TM31 where you do what you've always done. I want you to go further with it, okay? I want you to feel more confident, do the recipes that when you looked at in a cookbook, which is what we needed with the TM31, we required a cookbook. When you looked at that recipe and you went, oh my gosh, that's 3 pages, I can't make it, because I remember that was me. When it's guided and it's step by step, one step at a time, it all of a sudden is like, oh, I can do that, because that's how I cooked, okay? Excuse the flies, guys. Summer's on its way. The flies are turned up. I also have a lamb in the oven, so they can smell my slow cooked lamb that's been on since 7 a.m. this morning. So, hello, Linda. Lovely to see you on as well. So, yeah, so if you've got friends or family member, you live in Australia, who have thought about a Thermomix, like now is an amazing time. If you're a TM31 owner, like it's phenomenal. So reach out. I'd love to support you or them or both of you in that process, okay? So we've done that first step. Now we're adding some sweetening to it. 65 grams. This is going to serve, I think it's at 8. So I'm not too worried about the fact that it's 65 grams of sugar. Also adding strawberries in. It can be a little tart if you're using like frozen store-bought berry or even store-bought strawberries, because they're picked not yet ripe so that they can be transported to you. They don't have that same sweetness as you'd expect from picked straight off the plant. So, okay, clotted cream. You can see this is not an Australian recipe. We don't have clotted cream, but we do have pure cream or thickened cream if you have to, okay? So if you don't have access to pure cream, then a thickened cream is fine as well. If you are trying to do dairy-free, I would go with coconut cream at this point in time, okay? 210 grams. Tells you that it wants a 55% fat content. Oh, 229. I wasn't reading the scales very well. I'm going to add at this point in time some vanilla. I quite like strawberry and vanilla. I'm not sure why. I think it's that whole childhood memories of, we used to have what was called a strawberry festival as a kid when I grew up in the Redlands. And they used to do these little ice creams in a little flat bottomed cone. So it wasn't the typical waffle cone, it was a flat bottom cone. And on one side had white ice cream, vanilla, and the other side had strawberry. It was literally called Strawberry Festival. And then on top was a little half a strawberry. So I think that's why it's kind of ingrained. Anyone else remember those sorts of festivals as kids? Okay, on with the lid. It's got a 2-minute cook on speed 4. Again, I'm just going to turn it down just for the volume's sake. So anyway, I just added, now normally I would have my own vanilla. Where is my own vanilla? Those of you who've been watching on, you know that the other last weekend I made 72 cupcakes. Actually, I had 84 in the end because I made a gluten-free batch, and I was doing them for an event, and I needed to know the exact ingredients for people, so I had to go buy it. Couldn't just tell them, hey, it's cheap vodka and vanilla beans. They might want to know which vodka, and I don't remember. Should go back in the video. I made it with you guys, so I could go back and watch. All right, this is going to be done in a minute. It's just getting back up to 80 degrees. Now it tells us shortly to pour it into a tray, okay, about 4 centimeters thick, and freeze it overnight, okay, or until you need it. This is perfect if you wanted to do it for something like Christmas or a birthday. You can make it the day before, put it in, you know, or even 3 or 4 or 5 days out, have it in the freezer ready to take out the next day. One little important tip that I've got for you is line your tray. Do not rely on your tray releasing the slab of ice cream. I've done it. It's a disastrous mess to try and get it out. Line it with baking paper or cling wrap. Okay, baking paper would be my first point of reference, but if you don't have that, cling wrap will do. So that when you get it out of the freezer, you can lift the slab of ice cream out, because then you need to dice it into chunks, into cubes, to put it back in your Thermomix, and you're going to whip it up with the beautiful chunks of, in this case, strawberries. But you could be creative. You could use like a caramel sauce. You could use some chocolate bits. You could use nuts and seeds. Like, this could be whatever your preference. I think I told you my husband really likes pistachios. You could do pistachios. Like, you get to choose what flavors you do in this, which is pretty cool. If I didn't have fresh strawberries, I'd probably stir some jam through it or some coulis. That would be amazing. Maybe you've got lemon or lime curd in the fridge. You could put curd through this. I wouldn't whip it in on the last step where it says to place your diced up strawberries in. I just stir it through once it comes out and you're actually running your spoon through it. Okay, so we are done. It's 1 liter of amazingness. And I told you, it says pour it into a container and freeze after you've left it for 30 minutes. Refrigerate for 12 hours to mature. Mature? Didn't you ice cream mature, did you? Place in a freezer until solid for 10 hours. Before serving, remove the ice cream from the freezer, cut into chunks, 3 centimeter pieces. Put the ice cream pieces back in here, insert the measuring cup, then blitz it for 20 seconds on speed 6. By the way, those of you on YouTube, I'm going to put these videos together. You're going to see me do this later, so do check out that on YouTube later. And then another blitz on 10 seconds, speed 4. Add your diced up strawberries. Did you know the green on strawberries is edible? If you ever make jam, you can use that in there. If you ever make fruit ice cream, quick sorbet, quick fruit sorbet, Cookidoo, okay? You can chuck those little green bits in. They are completely edible. Even the solid, more solid bits. Don't spend all that time removing them, okay? Unless you want them to look like pretty at the end, if you're dressing your dish in it. But if it's going to blitz it to nothingness, just leave them in. You'll never know they were there. It's pretty cool. So you put them in, cut into pieces, insert the measuring cup, it blitzes them up, 5 seconds, speed 3. So it's not a really great blitz, it's just kind of a stir through. And by this stage, it's going to be beautiful textured and serve. Now, let's step sideways for a second. I'm going to tell you how you can do it in an ice cream maker. Let it cool for half an hour, okay? Because it's so hot at the moment, 70 degrees, you want to let it cool. For me, who is going to shortchange this and have it ready in half an hour, 45 minutes, I am cheating with a Glad bag. Rather than it being a big 4 centimeter slab, I'm going to use these large Glad bags. I'm going to let it cool a little bit more. I want it down to about 60 degrees, just because I don't like putting hot stuff in this, okay? And I'm going to pour it in so that it's about 1 centimeter thick. And then I'm going to put it in my freezer, and I'll sit it on a rose gold tray just because the tray will get really cold, and the rose gold trays are from the Mix shop. If you haven't signed up for your My Mix rewards yet to get your $15 gift card to spend, go do that. Okay, you've got 6 months to spend it. But freeze it flat, and in about half an hour, it will be solid. Then I can come, and you're going to see me on YouTube. I'm going to take it out of the bag, slice it up. Actually, it may even break up, we'll see. Or slice it on a chopping board, put it back in, whip it up, and finish these steps. But ice cream making people, those with an ice cream churner, just let it cool a little bit, put it in your churner, and in 20 minutes, It's going to be absolutely beautiful, maybe half an hour depending on your churner. But I'll be back for those of you on YouTube. I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to let it cool a bit first. Those of you on Facebook, thanks for joining me today. Please share this video with friends and family who need to see the ease of a Thermomix and how it can support them in the kitchen. And if they need help or you need help and you have questions, reach out. I'd love to hear from you. But otherwise, take care and I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now. Okay, those of you on YouTube, welcome back. We are continuing on. Now, I actually put the Thermomix on speed 3.5 with the measuring cup off to the side just to cool it faster. So you can see it took 3.5 minutes to get it down to 55 degrees, which I'm comfortable with putting it now in the Glad bag at. So we're going to put some in this Glad bag. It's an A4 size Glad bag, and we're going to hopefully not make a mess. How am I going there? I want this to not be too thick. The thicker it is, then the longer it takes to chill. And I'm hoping to get back to this, as I said, in half an hour to churn it. Let's put the lot in. Let's see. Okay. Seal it up well. Try and get the air out of it. Now in the freezer, I've got a rose gold chilling already. And this is going to go straight onto it, so it'll get that temperature down really quick. We just need it to go hard. Okay. Uh-oh, that nearly went bad. I'm glad that didn't go bad. So now you can see I've got this in here. Let me just give you a view at the back for a second, and I'll try and show you how flat it's gotten. Because I didn't bring the board, maybe I can't. I didn't bring the board over. Pretty much it's going to get really quite flat. Here we go. Got a thought. When I put it on their rose gold tray. So if I just spin this camera around for a second, you can see how flat that is on the bench. You know, it's not even a centimetre thick in that Glad bag. So that's going to be perfect. All right. So I'm going to pop this on the rose gold, pop it in the freezer. We'll be back in. I'll let you know exactly how long. I reckon it'll be half an hour. Ready to churn this and serve it up with those strawberries in it. So I'll see you whenever that's ready, hopefully soon. See you then. Okay, welcome back. You can see different shirt means it's a different day. Best intentions meant to get to this yesterday, never did. It was frozen and ready to go, but life got in the way. So today I have broken it up. You can see I've just got the bag and I have crunched it up. It is so easy to do it this way. I really like it because I don't have to get my hands all ice creamy cutting it up with a knife, okay? So if you've done it on a tray with baking paper, you get your knife, you chop it up, okay? So now it says before you want to serve it, in it goes. I also liked it in the bag. It didn't get icy. You know how if you have something open in the freezer, it can get icy? So there's no iciness to it. Place the ice cream pieces in the bowl, insert the measuring cup into the mixing bowl lid, and then it's got 20 seconds speed 6, so let's spin this up. I'll grab a spoon. This churning step is really going to depend on how hard your freezer freezes things. Now mine was frozen yesterday in about 45 minutes. I went and checked it and then I was going to come on live. It didn't get on, obviously. If your freezer freezes super hard, then this step might take a little longer, okay? So you're going to have to watch it. It's a bit like the Macca's style ice cream video I did for you last month, where I showed you and I stopped it quite quickly because I said, this is going to be otherwise more like a thick shake texture. Okay, this has got another blend. It didn't say to scrape down the sides. So we'll just, did I miss that? Insert the measuring cup into the mixing bowl lid. Oh no, here we go. I've lost my place. Sorry guys. We did that 10 seconds. I've totally confused myself. Ice cream pieces, insert the measuring cup. We did 20 seconds, speed 6, and now it's got another one, speed 4. That's what was confusing me. I nearly missed that one. So a bit slower for 10 seconds. I knew there was a second blend. I'm like, am I supposed to scrape the sides? Usually we do. All right. You can see the textures again changing. It's now, rather than being so big and icy, excuse the dishwasher going off, you can see it's smoothed out to that soft serve texture. Okay, 200 to 250 grams of cut up strawberries. Okay, kids did this for me yesterday. You saw those strawberries. Not quite enough, that's okay. Next up, on with the lid. And then it's got a 5-second speed 3 blend, okay? It's not very fast. I'm going to leave you guys see it. There it goes. And so it's demolishing some of them, but keeping a few of them as well. And can you believe it? We're done. So this is so good to be able to do in advance, especially in something like a bag, because then you've got it for whenever you feel you want it. If you want these strawberries part of it, you know what? I'm just going to scrape down the sides and I'm going to repeat that previous step. I do want them a little bit more incorporated than what, we chopped them as. So I'm just going to hit the back arrow. I love that guided recipes. We can change. We can pick and choose. So up to speed 3, it's not a solid chop. And now I need my trusty scoop. Now you can put this back in the freezer now. So you could put this in the beautiful Tivoli ice cream tub, which is on sale in the mix shop. I've just noticed, and I put a post up only half an hour ago. There's a 60% off sale in the mix shop, Thermomix in Australia. So you certainly could go get your Tivoli ice cream container. The rose gold scoop is amazing, and you'd be set to go. You can see this beautiful texture. It's perfect to serve up now. If you had visitors over, which I do, hence the reason I didn't get online yesterday, you can literally serve this up and it's perfect. Okay, but if you want to freeze it, it's also going to be beautiful frozen as well. So this is the beautiful clotted cream and strawberry ice cream straight from Cookidoo. Give it a go. Yes, it's something you can't whip up in really quick time. If you're looking for a really quick one, do your Fruity Dream ice cream, okay? They will work in seconds. Like you're literally in under 2 minutes ready to go with those recipes. So like you can serve them. You've got your frozen fruit, which I bet as a Thermomix owner you have in your fridge. And you're literally good to go in time, in like minutes. It's on the table, it's served. So that would be my recommendation. But if you're wanting something to prepare in advance, this is pretty impressive. So look at that. Clotted ice cream with clotted cream and strawberry ice cream in the Thermomix. Easily, you know what's in your food. How amazing is that? Certainly significantly cheaper than buying a tub of ice cream. And you know what? Sometimes I think as well, when you make it yourself and you know what's in it, it's easier to control how much you eat as well. Anyway, have a lovely day. Give this a go in your Thermomix. When you do, let me know what you think. I'd love you to tell me what you think of this amazing ice cream. I think it's better than what you're going to ever buy in a supermarket. You'll be blown away. My mouth is watering thinking about it. If I can help you with anything regarding your Thermomix, reach out. Thanks for joining me today. Share this video with someone who loves ice cream in your life. Show them how easy it is to make their own in the Thermomix. But take care, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.